Over the years, the Thomas Wooden Railway Line has made many sets that were based off an episode from the TV series. That's why today I decided to take an episode from the TV series and create a set that could have been made in the Wooden Railway Line. The episode I picked was the Season 4 episode Bowled Out. It's a very unique episode and features a character in the Diesel who never appears again in the television series. That's why I thought it'd be perfect to release a set about this episode, especially since they made the Diesel in the Wooden Railway Line. Before we get to the set, let's go over a few things. 1. I like to build these sets as realistic as possible. This set, I think, could be something that Learning Curve could have released in the Wooden Railway Line at one point. So 2, I have to pick a year for this set to come out. A lot of the pieces in this set were only available at one time, which was the year of 1998. Everything that's in this set, you could have gone out and purchased on its own in the year of 1998. Let's start by looking at the wooden railway engines and vehicles of this set. And we'll start with, of course, the Diesel. I mean, how could you make a set about Bowled Out and not include the Diesel in it? This would be the perfect opportunity to feature the Diesel in a set. This is also the year that he came out in the Wooden Railway Line. So maybe if they actually made this, they would have started him out as an exclusive to the set. I could see that as a possibility. But of course, at the end of the day, he is the perfect item to include in the Bowled Out set. The next character is Stepney, who also plays a very big role in this episode. Along with Duck, Stepney helps take the train that the Diesel was supposed to take to the station, and then at the end of the episode, when Stepney leaves the island, all the engines are there to say goodbye. I don't know how he can make this set without including Stepney in it. And the only non-engine of the set is the Knapford Express coach. It's a good item to include for Stepney to pull to the station like Stepney did in the episode. That being said, I ideally would not have the Knapford Express coach, but I think it's something that if the Wooden Railway Line made a Bowled Out set, would have probably been put in this set. Now the reason I say that is in this episode, Duck and Stepney are pulling 3 coaches, and they aren't Knapford Express coaches, they are express coaches, which were also released in the line, but there's a couple reasons I don't add them. 1, that would take it from 3 to 4, which again, a lot of these intermediate sets feature 3 characters on the tracks. And then 2, they just were released in 1998 as well. So you'd have 2 exclusives in this set that are from 1998, and they'd have to make the difficult decision. Do we also release them individually or make them exclusive to the set? I don't think they would want to make that, and I think it's just easier to put the Knapford Express coach, even if it's not the perfect example of what was in the episode. And the other item I wish I could have featured in this set was Duck. But unfortunately, with these intermediate sets, most of them include 2 engines and 1 thing for them to pull, so that just leaves Duck out of the equation. But he plays a very large part in the episode too, and helps Stepney to take the train to the station. So it's weird not to include him, and I have to imagine if somebody had bought this set, that they would want to go out and buy Duck. Next up are the destinations of the set. Now, a lot of the intermediate sets were limited to just 2 destinations, so I kept it limited at 2 as well. Now the first one is Knapford Station. This was the last year Knapford Station was available in the Wooden Railway Line, and it's crazy because it was never released in a set. However, also in 1998, it was featured in the limited edition character story pack of Thomas and Bertie's Great Race. So it was similar, not exactly a set, so maybe they would have done both at the same time. But I think with how you want to replicate Bowled Out, this is the item you have to choose for this set, unless they wanted to go out and create something brand new just for this set. The other destination included in this set is the Tidmouth Covered Bridge. While at the time it was not available in any set, it would eventually be included in the Bridge and Tunnel set. Now, this scene of the set takes place at the station from the episode Bowled Out, and there's not really a Tidmouth covered bridge in that scene. However, it does fit the aesthetic as there's a lot of green that's featured in this layout, and the Tidmouth covered bridge is also green. I also think it could be a motivator for people to go out and buy this individually if they do not buy the set, as I do include risers in this, and I think including the Tidmouth covered bridge, which was featured on risers, would probably motivate people to want to go out and get it to recreate this layout themselves. Now, I also included a signal, a railway crossing sign, and the father from the family of 4-pack. He represents the man that loses the hat in this episode. Now, this set has a lot of little loops, and I did that on purpose as that's just something the Wooden Railway line has really enjoyed over the years. I mean, how many figure 8 sets were there? And honestly, when the big feature of the set is Knapford Station, I think that's just the way to do it. It's probably why it was never really included in a set. I mean, look at like the Day at the Works set, they just featured that as a siding so they wouldn't have to deal with trying to make the tracks work on it. I think if they were to ever do a set like this is probably something along the lines that we would have got for it. Now, the first thing that came to mind when I was trying to build this set was feature what it was like when the engines pulled into the station. You had Birdie run across the track in front of the camera, and while the roadway was not yet available in the Wooden Railway line, I knew that I wanted to create that even if it meant doing it on the tracks. And that's exactly what I did. I think it looks really great, and you can almost remake it yourself just by doing that, and maybe using your Birdie on the tracks just to do that scene. Now, I did something that Wooden Railway just really never did in their line, and that's include items that are about to be retired and brand new items that were just released that year. And I mean, the big features of this set have to be Knapford Station and the Diesel. And while the Knapford Station was on its way out, I think it's a great item to include in a set like this. I think there's probably a lot of parents that wanted to get this item, just didn't feel like it, and now they can as they get a brand new item that's just being released that year, along with the station that their child probably wants. I think these two together could have been a great combo for the Wooden Railway line. And that's my custom bowled out set. Thank you all for watching and subscribe for more.